Hey guys, Utah Steve here, out for another backpacking adventure, first one of the year. Doing a solo hike this time. I usually have some people with me, but I've been wanting to do a solo overnighter for a long time, and I never have. I am in the High Uintas Mountains today, and I am hiking into Wall Lake near the Crystal Lake trailhead. I can talk. It's about 6 p.m. and we've got plenty of sunlight left still, being the middle of July. And I'm really excited about this trip. Happy to be flying solo. These are the twin lily lakes that I'm walking between, one on either side of the trail. And our destination, it's only about a mile in. I'm not going for distance. It's a Wednesday night. I have obligations at home, but I was able to get away for the evening. And so I'm only hiking in a mile to Wall Lake. Plan on camping, fishing, whatever else comes to mind. I have gear on my back that is heavier than normal because I'm bringing equipment with to test. My pack, my base weight is 28 pounds, and with food and water it's 10 pounds more. So that's all I want to travel with this much weight, really, is a mile. It's a beautiful area, though. I've never been here. Like a bird on a wire, like a drunk in a midnight choir. I've tried in my way to be free. Well, I found a good spot. There are a lot of bugs, but I've got bug spray, bug nets, all kinds of things, because I've kind of counted on the bugs. There are two things I really needed in a spot. One was somewhere to lay my tent. One was somewhere to put my hammock, and I'll go into that in a minute. Right now I want to hang my pack up and get on some bug spray and my head net and get these bugs out of my face. 100% DEET. I don't mess around with these bugs. And they pretty much pissed off, so this stuff came in really handy already. I'm glad I brought it. I have a bug net for my hammock, and I have a bug net built into my tent, so it should be okay. And as soon as I get camp set up, I'm going to go fishing. I'm about 100 yards from the lake, and I'll give you the grand tour once I get set up. Okay guys, I know I look ridiculous. I changed into a long sleeve moisture wicking shirt. Just to keep the bugs off me. It's not really that cold. It's maybe 68, 70 degrees. And I've put my head net on, and a little hint, if you use these, they're actually made for a baseball cap, so they'll stick out like this off of your face. But if you use these, spray the net with the bug spray. That way you don't have to spray your head, your neck, your face. And it works really well. The bugs have left me alone, and let me give you a tour of the camp. Here I have my little Bluetooth speaker I'm testing out for the first time in the woods, which is why I bought it. I do like to listen to music when I'm up here, but I keep it quiet so that I'm respectful of other people. And I don't listen to it endlessly, just when I feel like it. This is my puffer coat hanging from this tree here. In case it gets cold, it will get cold later, so I'll be using that. I just hung my hat, my other shirt here. Over here I've done a video on this. This is the Osprey pack organizer. It's got my fishing kit, my first aid kit, and my fire kit in it. This right here is a little towel that I found at a sporting goods store for like $4. So just something really lightweight and easy to carry that I can use to dry stuff off. Here's my fire pit. I've got my cook set, a couple of lights there. Testing out this big light right here, 150 lumens. See how it does with filming. Then I've got my, Walmart brand headlamp that it's 50 lumens, but it does a great job and I don't have any complaints about it. I'll probably upgrade in the future. I got my Camelback water bottle full of water. This is my food bag. I brought a grill in case I catch a fish. I can cook them over the fire instead of in a frying pan or something. It's better that way and less mess. And of course my fishing reel, my Penn fishing rod. If you saw my trip to Trial Lake with my family car camping this year, it's right over here. That long gold thing in the top is the rod. The Altoids box is my tackle box, and that's the reel that goes with it. And then we have my pack that has my water bladder, a couple of electronic items I had to bring that added to the weight, but it's the only way I can show this camp out. And of course my Sawyer Squeeze Mini system for water filtration. Love that thing, used it a bunch of times. Here's the trout bait I'll be using, bug spray, of course Bob Jr. is always here. Alright, the tent. Now, I'm kind of bummed about this. I wanted to bring my Eureka Spitfire. I've only used it a couple times and I really love that tent, and I don't know what happened, but I misplaced the tent. Not the poles, not the stakes, just the tent body. I looked everywhere. I searched all through my camping gear that I keep well organized. Can't find it. I also have an identical backpack to this one, the Explorer 4000 from Teton Sports, that I love, and is very affordable, and I can't find that either. So my guess is they're together somewhere. So hopefully not in the next life. So here's my sleep setup. I've got a 40-degree bag, and inside it I put a fleece liner made by Coleman. Let me unzip this. This is one cool feature of this tent. This is the Eureka Solitaire. I've done a video on this. My sleepwear, my inflatable pillow, my sleep pad, and the liner, fleece liner inside the 40-degree bag. I always carry pepper spray, that's all that is. This is a good tent, and I kind of gave it a thumbs down after using it a couple times. It's really a good tent. You can sleep just like that with the mesh, staring up at the stars up here. It's going to be amazing. If you get too cold or it rains, this is the rain fly. It rolls up. The problem I have is not being able to sit up in it, and I was stuck in a rainstorm in this thing, and it kept me bone dry. But holy crap, laying down in a rainstorm waiting for it to stop raining, it made me nuts. I felt very claustrophobic. So I got the Spitfire because you can sit up in it, and it's roughly the same weight, same length, that kind of thing. So I'm using this just because I had to, really. And the hammock. You might be asking why I'm not sleeping in the hammock. This is a cheap $15 bug net I bought for it. This is, I can't remember the brand. I'll have to put it on the screen here. I usually have this hanging in my backyard. Now, I did buy this for camping. I do not have an underquilt. I do have an overquilt. I do not have a tarp. I could try it, but I really just brought it to relax in. So that added to my weight, but I'm up here to enjoy myself. I'm only a mile from the car, so I didn't mind the extra weight. If I was going further, I wouldn't have brought it. So this is just to chill in and enjoy my time out here. So that's why I'm not sleeping in it. I don't have all the gear to keep myself warm. And there's camp. Now off behind me, the sun is beginning to go behind that mountain. That doesn't mean it'll get dark, but I probably have an hour of light left. Maybe more, maybe some dusk, twilighty stuff going on. But I'm gonna go catch a fish for dinner after I have a short snack. Let me show you what meals I brought real quick, and then I'll shut up and get my fishing stuff going. Okay guys, so here's my snack bag. sure you can see this. Yeah, I've got some Snickers mini bars in there, almond. Very good for backpacking. Great energy source. Some dried fruit. This is a Cliff Bar that actually contains caffeine. I've had one before, it works. Some meat sticks and some fruit drink with sugar in it because I need all the energy I can get while I'm up here. So that's my snack bag. Dinner is a Mountain House beef stroganoff with noodles. And this Chia Squeeze Green Magic pouch. I have no idea what this even tastes like, but I always like to try new things. So some kind of fruity source for dinner and a protein bar. So that's dinner. These are very filling, so I didn't add too much to dinner. This is lunch tomorrow. Some Squeeze fruit and vegetable mixture, but it's berry flavored, so I'm going to be trying that. Another Cliff Bar with caffeine. Some ramen noodles and some meat sticks and miscellaneous other items to enjoy. And breakfast tomorrow is oatmeal, some more fruit, another protein bar, more meat sticks. Just kind of the same thing repeated, but you know, with the oatmeal, of course, for breakfast. I organized it all into Ziploc bags just so that it wasn't floating all over the place and I had to dig for stuff. This way I can easily access breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks just by looking at the bag. Just a lot more organized. And this yellow bag that I have it in right here, this is from Walmart. It's a dry bag. I don't know how dry. I don't want to find out because it's from Walmart. But it wasn't very much. It came in a pack of 3 or 4, and that's the big one that I keep my food in. Okay guys, I'm all set up, ready to go. Let's go find a good spot. Maybe catch some dinner. Maybe I won't eat that Mountain House tonight. I do not need to catch more than one fish. I don't have an ice box. I'm not car camping, so I just need to catch one big enough to eat and cook on my fire back there when I make it. I gathered a few sticks and twigs to get the fire going. There's a lot of deadfall around here, so that shouldn't be a problem. Looking forward to this. See what Wall Lake has to offer.
Like a fish on a hook, like a night in some old-fashioned book. I've saved all my ribbons for thee, and if I have been unkind, I just hope you will let it go by.
If I don't catch a fish for dinner, I'll try again in the morning, and I'll try at lunchtime, and we'll see if we have a fish for breakfast or lunch too. Either way, it's really just about the experience of coming out and eating right out of nature's hand, really. It's a pretty amazing experience, actually. Look at this view. Sun's gone behind the mountain. There's the wall. There's some campers over there. And a few more not far from me up that way where I'm camped, but they're not bothering me far enough away. Well, I was over there, and I've moved across the bridge there to the other side because that water over there is really shallow and full of grass. This drops off pretty quickly and gets a lot deeper. I have a better chance of getting something. That's just amazing, isn't it? Look at that amazing view. Even if you catch nothing, it's worth it just to be here. Sun's just about disappearing. So far, no bites. When I got here, there were a bunch of people fishing along this shore, but I'm not sure if they caught anything. There's always tomorrow, right? And if not this lake, there's always another lake. There's plenty of lakes around here. There are literally thousands of lakes up here. Some of them aren't even named. But I'm not getting a bite, so I think we're going to head back to camp. As you can see, I put on my puffer coat and my beanie. It got a bit chilly, so I booked it back to camp and grabbed them. I got my headlamp in case I was here past dark, but man, I am starving. I'm looking forward to that mountain house meal. I need to get a fire going, light my stove, and cook some dinner. That's a bummer, but hey, we'll get one. I usually do. Here's a handy tip. Use a tent stake, a lightweight one. This isn't as light as it could be, but as a trowel, as a digging tool, instead of bringing a bulky shovel. This one came from a Vietnam era tent that my son owns, or owned. And I'm using it for my shovel.
And if I have been untrue, I just hope you know it was never to you. Like a baby still born, like a beast with its horn, I've torn everyone who reached out to me. But I swear by this song and by all that I have done wrong, I'll make it all love to thee. I saw a young man leaning on his wooden crutch. He called out to me, don't ask for so much.
So here's what my stroganoff looks like right now. I just have to boil this water. You've probably seen these in 1,000 backpacking videos, but if you haven't, these freeze-dried meals are amazing. They're really filling too. This is not a pro pack. The pro packs, a lot of people ask for, they're smaller in size for single serving type things, but man, I need calories, so I brought the whole thing. I'm gonna eat it all. So we're just waiting for our water here to boil and keep the fire going and that kind of thing right now. So I decided to go hike around the camp a little bit, looking for a place to hang my bear bag tonight, and I found a lemon. Perfectly good, still ripe, not rotten or shriveled up. Hasn't been tampered with. Someone just drew it in the woods. And I'm trying to think what I could use this for, and I'm thinking fish. I'm thinking I have some herbal tea with me, be good in it. But I'm gonna hang on to this for the fish because I don't have any seasoning with me. I forgot salt and pepper seasoning of any kind, so. And I love the way trout tastes all by itself. But when I catch that fish, this lemon is getting put to good use. Well, let's check our progress here. Yep, full rolling boil, guys. Time to pour it in the mountain house. 10 minutes or so, that'll be done. I have some hot chocolate with me, so I might as well use up the rest of this Espit cube to have myself a cup of hot cocoa. Pretty good fire, huh? It's putting out a lot of smoke because some of the wood is damp, but that's good. All the bugs disappeared when that smoke started coming out. I just laid a huge log on top and letting it smolder away. Gonna be toasty tonight. So here's something cool I want to show you guys. This is the Lucy solar powered lantern. I have the emergency version of this. Inflatable solar light is what this is called. The emergency version of this has a frosted plastic, only has 6 LEDs. This has 10, I think. Yeah, 10 LEDs. It's totally solar. I've been charging this all day. Supposedly, this will hold its charge for 90 days on the shelf. And it takes 7 hours to charge in the sunlight, and it will give you 12 hours of light. So no batteries, super lightweight. Great thing to have for lighter backpacking, which I'm not doing today, obviously. But I do get to test this tonight. This will be my tent lamp. So let's blow it up and test it out real quick while we're waiting for dinner to finish cooking. If you just stretch it out, sometimes it helps inflate it. Boy, these are hard to blow up. Okay, so there's our lantern. Has 3 modes. The emergency light, the difference is it's smaller, it's not as bright, it's got frosted plastic. This is clear, so it puts out more light. And also the other one has like an SOS mode, a red light flashing mode, a bright load, a regular, or a bright mode, a regular mode, you know, but it's not as bright as this. And here's what we're dealing with this. This is the night light. The Firefly. It only gives you a little bit of light. That's one mode that it has. But here are the rest. That's bright. That's super bright. And that's flashing in case you do need to get someone's attention. Pretty good. Look at that. Just 3 modes, but you know what? I think this will light the tent up just fine. It's a small tent and I love this thing already. So this is the first time I've ever used it. I just took it out of the package today. It ran me about, oh, I'd say 14 bucks, and I found it at Walmart. I've been buying these online, previous versions on Amazon, and at Walmart they were the same price. And it was just tucked up on the shelf out of the way. I don't think a lot of people know what these even are. It has a little strap right here so you can hook it to your pack when it's deflated and let the sun hit this while you're hiking all day and have a good charge for the morning or for the evening. Whatever. I guess you could use it in the morning, but why would you? Anyway, pretty cool, huh? We'll be using that tonight. I'm actually so hungry waiting for that. I'm getting a headache. And figure I'll go ahead and start with the organic Mama Chia Squeeze Vitality Snack. Green Magic. It's a bit slimy, but it tastes like kiwi. And the chia seeds give it a little texture. It's not bad. It's pretty good. It'll also help a lot with raising my blood sugar.
And a young woman leaning in her darkened door, she called out to me, why not ask for more?
that's good. That is delicious. Put a little water in this to rinse it out, just kind of swirling it around. And I bought these. They are disposable towels, biodegradable, and you got to be careful around kids because these things look like, well, they look like candy. Hey, they look like mints. All you do is drop it in the water. Let me get the light up here so you can see. It expands. Into a towel. Yeah. Here's a full size of it. I got the light in my mouth, so that's why I'm talking funny. Right there. I can take this and clean out my pot and throw this on the fire, really. Pretty cool. Our mountain house is definitely done by now, so let's go ahead and open it. Sorry, Bob. Oh yeah. Look at that. Well guys, I have no idea what I look like right now. I could look totally creepy and not even know it because I don't have a flip screen on this camera. One of the drawbacks of it, but I can get by it. I am laying here in my hammock, comfortable, relaxing, swinging gently in the breeze. There's no breeze though, and just listening to the sound of silence. The fire has died down. It's down to coals, and I'm not going to rejuvenate it. It is 10 p.m. and even the family with little kids not too far away, maybe a quarter mile that way, towards my head, I don't know, that direction. They sound like they've gone to bed for the night. When you have little kids and you're camping, you kind of do that so that they'll go to sleep. So I'm just going to relax here in the hammock and try to get in the zone ready for bed before I climb in the tent. Did not bring melatonin with me, which usually helps me sleep even at home, so really need to just chill. The moon is out, the stars are out, coming out anyway, and I would show you, but all you'll see is a mosquito net. So that's it for right now. I'll tell you what, this head net is worth its, well, I'd say it's worth its weight in gold, but it doesn't weigh much. It was about 12 bucks at a sporting goods store, and I know it looks ridiculous, but I've got long sleeves on, long pants on, my shoes. The only thing exposed is my head, and they love it. And I put this on, sprayed it with bug spray, put it on. They're all over my camera, but they're not bothering me. They don't like me. So, highly recommend it, even though you might look ridiculous. The plan right now is, before I have breakfast, to go hit the lake one more time, try to fish a little bit. If I don't have any luck, then I'll just come back and have breakfast and figure it out from there. Right now, I'm not really hungry. but I will be shortly, I'm sure. And it sounds like that family down the way is waking up. So I thought I picked a spot that was more secluded, but they've been really good. They've been really quiet and respectful. They were quiet by 9 o'clock last night. So anyway, so far so good. Let's go see if I can catch a fish. Well, the good news is I see some fish jumping. Bad news is it's shallow here. It's shallow all the way around, except probably over there, but I'm not hiking over there. Hopefully they come into shallower water. Sometimes they do that. This pole, this Penn fishing rod, I am not impressed. I don't know which brand it is, but this thing only casts out maybe 30 feet. And that's not far enough. I have kiddie poles at home. If you watched any of my other backpacking videos, I've taken them with. And I've caught fish, and they cast really far. And I'm talking about superhero fishing poles, Mickey Mouse fishing poles. This thing just won't cast, and I've only used it a few times. This is the second trip I've taken it on. I've had the same problem both times. Kind of frustrating. I am quite literally the only person fishing on the entire lake right now. Fish are jumping. They're enjoying the cool of the morning. Look at that reflection. Everyone's still snoozing, I guess. And the good news now is that the fish are jumping up close, or about where I have my line. And the reason I'm talking funny is because I've gone ninja. Yesterday, the bugs were nowhere around in the water last evening, but they were at camp. Today they're at the water and camp, so I didn't bring my bug net down to the shore. So this is how I'm fishing. Pretty cool, huh? So I have a lot of uses. I had a really good bite just a bit ago, and he's not biting anymore, so I don't know if he got my bait or if he's just testing it and didn't like it. But I'm gonna check it just to be safe. He got my bait. At least I know they like it. He got my hook too. Well, I went back to camp and sprayed this with DEET. Put my cap on to keep it off my face. And now I can tolerate being here. The bad thing about the ninja move I made was my eyes were exposed and the mosquitoes were getting up under my glasses trying to bite my eyelids. Aggressive little bastards. As soon as I came back, I saw my pole jump. One problem I'm having with this bait, it's power bait, natural garlic scent, gulp trout. Outfishes all other bait. 55% greater catch rate. Our most powerful formula ever. The problem I'm having with it is that it's not sticking to my hook. It's not sticky like the other power bait I usually buy, and it comes off really easily. So they're either pulling it off or it's coming off when it hits the water. So what I'm going to do is pack it really tight around just the hook I've been putting about, you know, a good sized piece of bait. I'm gonna put a tiny piece of bait that barely covers the hook and see if that works. If I don't have a fish on here, I don't think I do. If I do, it's either really small or not much of a fighter. Oh, see, I got the bait. Got the hook, but no bait. It keeps happening. It's happened almost every time. So just enough to cover the hook this time. There's a little pool of water right out there just above the large rock where they're jumping like crazy, and they're not very far out from the shore. So I'm going to go try casting into that spot. Well guys, I have cast in several times along the shore here and not even had a bite. Other than the few bites I got earlier, I haven't had anything. The bugs are starting to go away out here because the sun's out. There were a couple guys that fished across the way for maybe half an hour and gave up and walked off. The fish are here, but I think they're mostly interested in bugs. So if you're a fly fisherman, you might do really well here. But right now, I'm really hungry. I need breakfast. So I'll try again one more time later, or I'll go to Trial Lake, which is just about a mile away from here, and try my hand at catching some fish on my way out. I take that back, guys. I got one. I got one. Oh, look at that. It's a tiger trout, and I hooked him in the top of the head. I got him right in the top of the head. He didn't even take my bait. He must have jumped on it when I started reeling it in. Here, I'll hold it still so you can see. See that? Got him right there. So he is very lively, very active, because he didn't swallow my hook. He got hooked in the top of the head and he has all of his energy. So I threw him on my stringer and tied it to a stick so he can't get away. Big enough to keep, not huge, but alright. So I cast in one more time. He gave me hope. I'll give it a few minutes and let this guy swim. I apologize for the shoddy footage of that catch. I didn't expect it. I literally had just given up and said, well, I'm going to go back to camp and eat. Well, you saw that. And as soon as I shut the camera off, I picked up my pole to reel it in, and I felt him jump on the line. And he probably saw the bait moving through the water and jumped on it, and maybe turned away as I pulled. And I just happened to hook him right here, and did not expect that one. I don't know if you consider that a legitimate catch or not when you accidentally hook them in the top of the head, but it's a fish story to tell, isn't it? So we'll see if we catch another one. I'll give it a few minutes. If not, this is plenty, and we'll go cook him. I'll have to build a fire, but the smoke will get rid of the mosquitoes, so damn things. Look at that baby burn. I'll let that burn down to coals. And then I'm going to put the fish on my little grill I brought here. This weighs almost nothing. It was easy to bring, stuff it in my pack, and it's out of the way. Once it's down to coals, I'll cook the fish on it. Right now I got to clean it. Where this little towel comes in handy. Just wash my hands off with some water. The Band-Aid, if you're wondering, it looks pretty gross right now, is a result of in my fire kit I have some steel wool and it was stuck in the zipper and I tried to pull it out and it cut into my thumb. It was a dumb thing to do, but that's what happened. Pretty handy little towel.
A home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. How often at night, when the heavens are bright with the light from the glittering stars, have I stood there amazed and asked as I gazed if their glory exceeds that of ours. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. A home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Home, home on the range.
Well, I've decided to lay in the hammock. It was a good breakfast. I'm nice and full and contented. I feel so incredibly relaxed and calm. I really needed this overnighter. And I've taken the bug net off of the hammock. I'm having to hold it because the sun is right there. Really bright. But I'm just hanging out in the hammock. And I might even doze for a little while. Then my only plan really is to possibly have lunch and then head home. Depends on how hungry I get, if I make lunch up here or not. So that was a big breakfast. It filled me up. I guess that's about it for now. Here's a look at my surroundings. Above my head. Nothing but pristine forest. Of course, camp is over here. Well guys, it's afternoon. I'm not really hungry. That breakfast was so big that I just don't want to have lunch right now. So I'm gonna skip lunch. I told my family I'd be home early afternoon, so as long as I leave now, they won't worry that, you know, I got eaten by a bear, or as one of my friends put it, that I got my arm stuck in a rock and had to saw it off. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna hike back. I actually had to delete a bunch of photos off this camera and retake them with my cell phone, which is also HD, but that's because I ran out of space on my card here. So I have a lot of editing to do. It's a 32 gig card, and I filmed a lot up here. I hope you enjoyed this outing as much as I did. It was my first time solo in the woods in my entire life. And I want to tell you, it has been a very rewarding experience. I will absolutely be doing this many, many times in the future. So I'm Utah Steve. Thanks for joining me on Utah Steve Outdoors. And I will see you out on the trail.
Told you that I love you, would you laugh right in my face? If I told you that I always think about you, would you turn and walk away from me? Maybe I should send you flowers, a nice bouquet of green and gold. Maybe we could talk for hours, from now until we both get old. Run away and hide because of those who went before me. Won your love because they lied to you. Maybe I can pull you closer. Promise always to be true. Give you all I have to offer. Give it all away to you. If I told you that I love you, would you run away and hide? Not the picture of perfection, and I will take good care of you. Try to meet your expectations. Everything you thought you knew. If I told you that I got down on a bended knee. And if you feel the same way I do, could you think to marry me? Maybe we could start a family. Maybe we could build a home, hide away from all the madness, in a place to call our own. If I told you that I love you, could you think to marry me?
Could do without the smoke though. Go away. All you do is drop them in the water or on the ground.